What's going on? How you doing? So I caught Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp when he had Allen Iverson and Harrington. Al Harrington, my fault. I'm gonna say his name correctly. That was an incredible interview. Al Harrington talking about his grandmother, Viola, and everything was incredible. It was one of my favorite interviews of the Club Shay Shay because some of it be kind of, but it worked. All three of them. And like Allen Iverson couldn't have a whole show by itself, but Al Harrington, it worked out great. But Allen Iverson asked and told Shannon Sharp not being cocky or arrogant, but I would have been a better football player than a basketball player. And my thoughts and takes is I could believe him. I'll tell you why. There's one football player that makes me think that Iverson, there's two that come to mind that I think AI, it would remind me of in a way. One of them was Deshaun Jackson, who played with the Philadelphia Eagles, and also the other player, and I know they didn't tap on it because they tapped in quarterbacks with Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick. But Deshaun Jackson was one of them that came to mind because of the way he played. And the other one was Steve Smith Sr. Steve Smith Sr. was the wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, and he was a Super Bowl runner-up, and he played. He was there before Cam got into being Cam Newton. But Steve Smith Sr.'s style, being 6'1", and the way he played pound for pound at wide receiver, and the way he played it, and the things he did, made me think of AI. Both of them come to mind. Deshaun Jackson, because he'd outrun you, he was quick, and he always kept himself going. And then when I think about Steve Smith Sr. So when AI says that, I say it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Because he was a very talented high school football player. Bethel High School, Newport News. In Virginia. And he could play. In the NBA, he got physical. And he showed the display. But I think football, it could have been a true calling card. You just never know. I never ever questioned two sport athletes who will show me that they can do it on a high level, i.e. Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Brian Jordan. So I've seen guys do it, Not no made-for-TV foolishness like the Tebow situation. I'm talking about guys who could really show. And I think Allen Iverson could have done it, But we were glad that he did play basketball. He was one of the best to ever do it. But I got a feeling he'd have been great in football. Because there's something about when I think about what they would have done in the NFL, and I don't know if they would have made him a quarterback. Like, how they did Charlie. Charlie Ward went to the NBA and played point guard for the Knicks. And I don't know how it would have been for AI. But I think about Steve Smith Sr., receiver for the Carolina Panthers. Makes me think of AI. Undersized. I mentioned Deshaun Jackson because of the speed and the way he was making himself motivated. But Steve Smith Sr., especially the Carolina Panthers, that lets me think that, AI would have been something like that. But anyway, give me your thoughts and takes. Allen Iverson saying he would have been a better football player than a basketball player. You agree, disagree? Please hit the like to subscribe. I welcome thoughts and comments. And I do respond, thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And two things. Allen Iverson was one of the best important basketball players ever. Definitely made an impact. And he gave it his all. You got to put some respect by his name. But I think he would have made it all right in football. I really do. I do. I'm out.